Hi there, Cock and the Gallop fans. We've come to the end of another week. We've come to a Friday. It is therefore chat to Nino Podesta on a Thursday night ahead of Friday, the 15th of July, racing with a 9-race program at Fairview. And we're racing on the turf as opposed to the polytrack last week. I was there. I was lucky enough to spend a night with Neil Pretorius and his son, Devon. And my thanks to them. And we're coming to you this week back in Joburg, but Nino is down in Cape Town. Nino, 9 races on the card. The going expected to be good. They've had a bit of rain. They've had 9 millimeters of rain down Quebec way, but it is expected to be a lovely day down there with 19 degrees centigrade. A very good evening.
Good evening, and good evening to you, Nico. And yeah, 9 races on the turf tomorrow, and work riders to start off with.
Yeah, that's why they're 9 races, because this is an additional race. It's a work riders maiden over 1,000 meters. Interestingly enough, I was looking through the program for KwaZulu-Natal in the last couple of days, and I saw that there was a work riders race planned for Natal. Now, Natal a bit behind the 8 ball when it comes to work riders races, because as you know, Joburg is well advanced. We have one every second week, or regularly. But I see there that I don't know if they've got a work riders program, but I think if you're registered as a groom with a stable, then you get a chance to ride in the work riders, as opposed to here where they have to go through the work riders school at James Marie. So it's very different down there. I think it's basically fast tracking grooms races in Natal.
I don't know the setup, Nico. Could be, you could be right.
Yeah.
I know that the work riders in PE can only ride up the straight, I believe.
Yes, I think that is the case, because they have one every so often down there. Not enough, but they put them on every now and then. So what do you know about them? Do you know who the guys are to follow? Have you got some sort of idea on who we're going to back in the first race?
Nico, I've got absolutely no idea. I was hoping you get Max on the line for us. I think
MX,
know them better than me.
Well, maybe if you tune in tomorrow, so we've got that on tomorrow morning, maybe he will shed some light on that. Maybe he's chatted to one or two in the know, as you know, he lives down there. But Zed Matwa is one of the informed riders, and apparently Mr. Fuchani, who was riding number 4 back to Formentera, is not riding. He's medically indisposed, so therefore Zed Matwa gets the ride on that one. So that must have a chance back to Formentera. Do you give it a chance?
I think I haven't tipped it in my first 4, but these work riders, any kind of result is possible. What I can tell you is that I think this guy that rides number 5, Miss United States, I think he's had a winner in the last. He's won a work riders. I don't know if it was the last one or the one before that.
Right.
What's his name?
Okay, I'll tell you what. Yeah. So his name is. It's number 5 you're talking about, eh?
Yeah.
Nkosi Corner Poche. Nkosi Corner Poche, yeah.
Now, I believe he's had a winner in one of the work riders in PE.
So that's the one that you're siding with. Oh, no, you're siding with the 11 to beat it.
I'm going with 11, but I do make Miss United States a runner tomorrow at a big prize.
Yeah. He's won 2 races, actually. He won aboard Livingston for Jacques Stradum, and he won aboard African Royal Jewel for Jean Nel.
Correct.
So he's had 2 winners, and Nkosi Corner Poche. He's had 2 winners.
Yeah, but I think that's a horse you got to keep an eye on tomorrow. And have a look at the betting, 14-1 with an accomplished work rider on. I think it's nice value here. And I do believe that she's going to be better over the 1,000.
Yeah. He rode it before. He rode it into 8th position back in March behind Princess Debs. If you look back at the form line. So he did ride it. He has ridden it before. And I think that was over the same course and distance that we see him running over. But do you like that as a bit of an outsider? As you say, it's 14-1, but the horse you've tipped to win, Emily Spirit, is the hot favorite to win. Emily Spirit, 2-year-old, with the work rider Guadiso aboard it. And that is the hot pot favorite, 11-10. It's Asitandile Guadiso.
Yeah, I've never heard of him. I don't know if he's had any rides in the other couple of.
Funny enough, he won on Princess Debs.
Oh, was he the one that rode Princess Debs?
He rode Princess Debs for Duncan McKenzie, but he is riding for Alan Creef, and he's had a couple of places, but he has only had, I think, 6 rides. I'm looking at 6 rides for a win. So that is all the rage in the market.
Yeah, and on form, she's got to be the horse to beat, Nico. Look, she seems to like the number 2 box, but surely tomorrow she's gonna probably should beat the field. She's well drawn, and she gets a 3 kilo, being a 2-year-old, well drawn at 10. And this guy Codiza, like you said, has had a winner already, so he knows what it's all about. She's definitely the horse to beat on form. And the run behind the Rainbow Thief has been frank. Rainbow Thief came out to run 3rd behind Euphoria about a week or 2 ago.
Yeah. Okay, so the best advice is to follow the work riders in form, and I'm sure that both between Neil and Nadine, they'll give us some idea of who those guys are as the form guys. But let's go on to race 2 in the interim. And in the second race, you can scratch number 8, Mia Khalees is out of race 2. And Sandile Carty rides number 9, Morning Breeze. Just to let you know that Robert Carty is not riding at the meeting. The all too often excuse, as we've mentioned on the show before, of flight complications. I'll tell you what now, Nino, sitting here independently of knowing what's going on, that between the jockeys of South Africa, there are more flight complications between them alone than the rest of the whole country put together. The flight
Yeah, amazing. Well, probably. I don't know where Robert Carty, if he's in Durban or in Cape Town, I know he rides in Durban a lot as well. So I don't understand what these flight complications can be.
I think it's
anyway.
I don't know. I think it's, to be honest, I think it's an excuse for a lot of them. I think if you delve down deep, a lot of them aren't flight complications, but maybe we'll get Arnold Hyde to come on and explain it to us how it works. Because as I say, nobody in the whole country experiences more flight complications than the jockeys in South Africa.
But it also puts the trainer under pressure. I mean, why do they accept the ride if they know that they might not be able to get there?
Let us find out what the reason is, but it's not acceptable. Okay, let's move on to what you like for the second race. You're going for Echoes of Winter, number 5, to beat number 13, Tufan.
I like 3 horses in this race. I like Echo of Winter, I like Lady Hawk and Tufan. Now, Echoes of Winter, I can't see why he's 4-1 or he's longer in the betting than Lady Hawk. Echoes of Winter has beaten Lady Hawk on 4 occasions. Behind Share For Me, behind Rosa Dorada, behind Open Secret, and behind Vanadium. So there's no reason why she can't beat it again. So I think that at 4-1, I think it's a bit of value. Tufan ran behind Echoes of Winter on the run behind Rosa Rosada. That was over 40, but then ran in front of Echoes of Winter behind Vanadium. So they've been swapping around. But those are my first 2 choices. And obviously, I give Lady Hawk a bit of a chance. But I think the betting is wrong. I think Echoes of Winter should be shorter in the betting than Lady Hawk. But you know that back, when you see Greg Sheen and Alan Creef, the money always comes for that combination.
But you're quite right in the sense of putting Tufan in the mix there, because that Gavin Smith stable's very, very hot, isn't it? I mean,
yeah, it is.
They week in, week out have many winners on a card, and they are just in very, very good form.
Yeah, they are. They can't do anything wrong at the moment. It's just to get them right, Nico. That's the problem, because Gavin always puts 3, 4 horses in, and you know, you don't quite know which one is the right one.
Yeah, but I think, yeah, in this race he's got 4 of them, but you'd expect that Warren Kennedy would be on the right one, who's had the most form too far. Okay, but you're going 5 there, Echoes of Winter, to beat 13, 7, and 2.
I like the 2 to improve, this Willow Magic. I think that can make the trifectas and quartets pay.
Yeah,
I think that's an improver, that Blonde Magic.
Blonde Magic, yeah. Ex-Fisser runner now with Tara Lang. Tara and Lang and Gavin Fent. I had a nice chat actually to Tara Lang when I was there last week. Wonderful woman, been through some tough times, Tara. She had those hordes of horses from a prominent owner in the country that exited the game, and now was left with basically nothing, and had to rebuild her stable, and she suffered immensely, but she is rebuilding it. And I was going through her story. It was quite heart-wrenching actually to hear it from her, but all credit to her for having the will to continue. Okay, let's move on to race 7.
And I wish her the best. She's a top trainer, and I'm sure it's not going to take her long to get back to the top of a game and bringing in winners as she used to do before.
I agree with that. I absolutely wholeheartedly agree with you there. I said race 7, I meant race 3, because the horse that's staring at me is number 7, because Andre Nell is going to Fairview. When you see this, alarm bells start ringing, don't they? And he's put Elder de Meyer on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 horses. Surely that's the stable to follow.
Definitely, definitely. And, you know, he's not taking any chances. He's taking Elder up. I don't know where Grant is. Probably couldn't get Grant to go. So
maybe Grant had flight complications.
Yeah. Well, yeah, well, I don't know. Probably whatever it is. Well, he's found a capable replacement in Elder Daymeyer, one of my favorite jockeys. Yeah, in the Cape. As I said before, Aldo, Richard, and Grant, those are my jockeys, and you got to respect the stable tomorrow, Nico. And every runner that he sends out tomorrow has to be closely looked at and given the utmost respect.
I see, Nino, that this horse ran in a work rider's first time out, which was the case today with Pierce Stradham's winner, who had his first run in a work rider's, that horse that won today.
Gliding Fish.
Yes, correct. So the Gliding Fish. So this could be lightning striking twice with horses that have appeared in a work rider's first up but won the next time out.
Yeah, but Nico, you know, I was going to mention that a lot of people tend to dismiss horses that run in work riders. You got to, you got to look into it more closely. She ran in a work rider, but she ran behind Pure Maverick. Now, Pure Maverick was thought good enough by Justin, took him to Durban, and it ran not far behind Movers and Shakers on July Day.
Yes.
You know, I think it was the second race.
I think
that's 6 lengths.
Yeah, I think that's one of Greg Bortz's horses, actually, Pure Maverick. Greg Bortz has got a share in it, yeah.
And also, Pure Maverick ran in that minor feature in Cape Town that was won by Clifftop. And it ran just behind Cousin Casey. Cousin Casey has come out to frank that form. So I think this is very strong form here that Rafiki brings into this race. And I make it the horse to beat. And I'll be very, very disappointed if he doesn't win tomorrow.
Okay. So that's one of your bankers of the day, by the sound.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. Yeah. A very strong choice. You know, I think she'll be short. I had to find...
I think I'm seeing 12 to 10. 12 to 10 Rafiki.
So I could have tipped that as a best bet. I thought she'd be in the red.
No, you could have. Well, you're on the cusp. Remember, the rule is nothing under 12 to 10 you might be able to get away with if everyone agrees. But normally we like about 15 to 10 plus, you know, because if horses are odds on, it'll make life easy for you. That means you won't get paid by us, Nina, if you tip odds.
Okay, but
We can't pay people. Surely no one can pay people to tip odds on shots every day.
no.
Would we,
Well, be it as it may, I think this
it wouldn't warrant a paycheck, Nina, for you.
No, it wouldn't. But yeah, no, definitely not. But it's better to have a 12-10 winner than a 20-1 loser. You know.
Now there we go. Yeah, that's his. Yeah. Okay, but
I make this one of the better bets on the card, Nico. I really do, and I think she's going to take a lot of beating. The dangers, probably number 5. Horsey ran a good race first time out. Also ex-Justin horse. Dammy, number 2, ran behind Horsey last time, behind Beerenberg. And then number 13, the Taurus Magic. I believe that needs a bit
number
more
12.
down. I'm not sure.
Number 12.
Number 12, yeah. Sorry, number 12, the Taurus Magic. This is the half brother to Jacob Moon, by the way, and I think she might just need a bit more ground. I don't know if she's going to be effective over the 1200. I know the owner of the horse, and he fancied it. He fancied it last time. He took me a bet that she would win. I won the bet because she ran third behind Kuznetsov, and I actually tipped the horse that ran second to beat his horse. So he owes me a coffee.
Okay, well then you can get it from Lyle Cooper, because Lyle Cooper's got about 30 coffees that he's expecting. Yeah. Okay.
So there we go.
Okay, Nina, let's move on to race 4. I want to go on to that maiden plate, start of the pick 6 over 1600 meters in race 4. No jockey changes, just a compression mask on number 1, McTavish here. And just going to the selection, you're tipping Winter's Joy, who's again on Granell and Elder Domea. So you're going for them again here.
And another strong choice, Nico. I think on breeding, she's about twice over out of a Western Winter May. I think she's going to love the step up in trip. Last time out, something went wrong. She wasn't striding out. She was examined after the race. Probably, I don't think anything was wrong, but she brings very strong form. This is a very weak maiden, and I think she's going to improve leaps and bounds going over the 1600 meters. And another strong selection. And I think the only danger to her is a Global Beat, number 8.
Okay, so 9 from 8. And Nino's tipping number 5, Broadway, to run into 3rd. And McTavish, number 1, to run 4th, is expecting improvement as well from that one. Okay, race 5 is another maiden, the start of the first jackpot. It's 2,000 meters. Let's have a look at the changes in race number 5. By the way, in race 3, I forgot to tell you, number 11 was out there this time round for Montana Turner, who I had the pleasure of meeting last week for the very first time ever. Montana Turner. She came
in race 3?
Yes, race 3, number 11 is scratched.
Okay, this time around.
I met Montana Turner for the first time. She was kind enough to bring my walkie-talkie from the stipendiary stewards up to me in the box. And very pleasant young lady. So nice to meet you, Montana. Okay.
She's a character. I watch her on the shows on the interviewer. I absolutely love her. She's down to earth and
absolutely. I had a few words to say to her, and it was nice to meet her, but it's amazing. I'd never met her before, but we met by chance. Okay, race 5 is a maiden over 2,000 meters. Let's tell you what's going on here. In fact, no changes by the looks of things. Yeah, that's race is clear. Let's go to your selection. You're tipping number 1. Let's just have a quick look at it. It's Glenn Kotson's horse, Global Forests.
Yeah, Nico, I find this a bit of a trappy card. I'm not sure Global Forest has had 11 runs, but Glenn Kotson is one of the most successful trainers when riding in PE. You've got to respect everything that he takes to PE. On the run behind the Isle of the Winds, when she ran second to it, over 1900 at Kenilworth, I think she's going to be hard to beat if she brings that form to PE tomorrow. And also two 2 lengths behind Lightspeed, who came out to win again at Kenilworth. I think she won a minor feature, if I'm not mistaken. Can you just check that up? Lightspeed.
Lightspeed.
Justin,
I'll check
Justin train.
Yeah, I'll check that.
Yeah. So 2 lengths behind Lightspeed. I think it's good form. It's a very moderate field. I can tell you that I don't like Joe Harmon. So I don't like Joe Harmon.
Yeah, Lightspeed won the grade 3 Langerman.
Correct.
Grade 3 Langerman, the 2-year-old Langerman over 1,500 meters. Yeah, that's right.
Right, and she only ran 2 lengths behind Lightspeed, which is way above the horses, the competition or the rivals that she's meeting tomorrow. I don't like Joe Harmon. Who's the dangers to Global Forest? Maybe Wildest Dreams, Star Rider, and Sugar Snap. But I think Global Forest will go close to winning here, Nico. But I don't think I've banked it in my bipod. I've covered it.
Okay, so you're going there for numbers 1, 9, 5, and 7. I'm just going to add one horse in that keeps staring at me.
Number 10.
No, this horse was in Joburg before. Number 8. 8. Okay. Japan Approval, because she's run over the wrong distances in her last 2 starts. She ran over a sprinting 1,200 and a 1,400 when she was going a trip. When she was with Candice Dawson. I think that this is a roughie to include number 8, Japan Approval, because I think.
But if you look at my bipod, you will see that I've got it in, Nico.
Well done. Then you're thinking, and also with just 52.5 kilos on its back, I would throw that in for good measure. Anyway, you've done that because you can't teach an old dog new tricks, as they say.
And I've also, I don't know, can you give us any input on number 10, Mansaruya, this well-bred Silvana horse? Do you think she can improve on the turf tomorrow? She's only had one run on the poly.
Interesting enough, you ask that, but look how far she ran behind Japan Approval in the race to Pretty and Pearls. 14 lengths behind. So I'd rather be backing. By the way, my cat has come to say hello. So I don't know whether that's good news. It's not a black cat, though. So I think he should make a quick appearance over here. There he is. There he is. There's my cat.
Nico.
Yeah.
Just to bring you back, she ran behind behind Japan Approval to Pretty and Pearls.
Yes.
But then look at the run to Lamborghini.
Yes, with the blinkers on.
She ran 4 lengths in front of Japan Approval.
Yes.
That's why I put them both in my Bible.
Okay, I think that's good thinking, because I think they're both ex-Joburg horses and they would have run against stronger in Joburg there. Okay, so that's race 5. Let's move on to the 6th race, which is a classified stakes race over 1,600 meters. Let's take a look at the changes now in race number 6. Jockey change. Number 1, Royal Shindig, is ridden by Sandile Kati, who's Robert's brother. So he's picked up that ride. And then number 14, Yaspero, has a compression mask on. Let's go to your selection here, Nino. You're going for number 4, Policy Target, and this is your best bet.
That's one of my best bets on the card. And Nico, this is a difficult race to find who's going to run 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. But Policy Target, for me, one of the best bets on the card. Cannot see it getting beaten tomorrow. On the runs behind, Over to You and Miller You in Cape Town. 3rd to Blizzard. She beat Hinkley over the 2000 at Kenilworth. She's going to be spot on for this race tomorrow. 1,600, perfect. Alder Domeyer up, drawn 7. To me, one of the best bets on the card.
Okay. You're tipping that to beat. I thought Vida Futura had a chance. I see you've tipped that for 3rd. I think it might well be better on the turf than it was on the poly, but not drawn too well. But you've tipped Wangan Midnight 2nd.
Yeah, I think Wangan Midnight at a big price. I think that could run a forward race. I don't think it can beat Policy Target. nor do I think Vida Futura came from that 13th draw, but they could be there or thereabouts. Like I said, if you take Policy Target out of this race, it becomes wide open. So, I'm just looking at the winner here. I might be wrong with the placings, but I think I'm right with the winner.
Okay, let's move on to the feature of the day. It's the furthest race run down in Gqeberha. It's the 3,200 meter listed Port Elizabeth Gold Cup for 175,000 Rand. And in race 7, I'm looking here, compression masks on 3, Find Me Unafraid, and 4, Master Supreme. Alamites go on the 6, Super Handsome. Your selection is Glenn Cotson's filly, Flower of Saigon. Now, last time out, you didn't want to know. She won comfortably, and you're tipping her to follow up. The only difference now, Richard Farine not on. He's not going there tomorrow. Got Ryan Munger aboard, who's never ridden her before.
Yeah, but I don't think Richard can ride 53.5, but still, I also queried that. I would have taken the 1 kilo because Richard is there, but I don't think he can make that weight.
Oh, okay, that's right, yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think, can
he rode it last time,
No,
54.5. So,
yeah, I don't think he can. Let's just have a look and see.
I'm not...
Well, 54, 54 could possibly carry +1 if he's riding 54.
Yeah, well, then I don't understand it because, I'm not the trainer. I would have had Richard Footy because he knows the horse and carried the extra half or 1 kilo.
1. Well, I see he's riding 54.5 here for Cliffy Miller in race 8. Sorry, my apologies. He rides 54.5 for number 13, Great Guy.
Yeah, but he rode Flower of Saigon on 54.5 last time out.
Yeah, but it's additional 1.5 kilos over 2 miles, Nino.
Well, she's carrying 53.5. So it would have been an extra 1 kilo.
53.
Is she on 53?
Yeah, 53, yeah.
This is 53.5. Oh, 53, yeah. Well, then I can understand it. 1.5 kilos would have made a bit of a difference. I don't think Glenn Cotton really worried about that because this horse will win and it will win by street.
Yeah.
This, if we had done the show on Wednesday, I would have. This was my best bet on the card. It was a 5-star bet at 16 to 10. This morning I saw 9 to 10, so I had to change the best bet. This would have been my best bet on the card.
Yeah, it has shortened from, and I see from 16 to 10 into 9 to 10 now. It is odds on now, 9 to 10 Flower of Saigon.
And we've already lost the price. Luckily, I've told a few of my friends to have a go on it a couple of days ago. Hopefully, they got the 16 to 10. But Nico, the only danger is Ancelatio. I think it's an absolute boat race. I don't know. Ancelatio hasn't run since Mette, but he ran 4 lengths behind Sparkling Water, who came out to win the July, and he was given a 4 kilos.
Giving it 4 kilos, yeah.
So if that race had been run on level weight, they would have probably just about dead heated.
Well,
so that is strong form line. The only problem, I don't know if he's racing fit, but it is under now, and it's got to be taken very seriously. I think he's the only danger to Flower of Saigon. But to me, Flower of Saigon would have been my best bet on the card. I cannot see her losing. But if she does, I think only Ancelatio can beat it.
Okay, Nino, we've got to kick on. We've only got 7 minutes of show left. Race 8 is 5 to 4. It's a merit rated 68 handicap over 1,200 meters. In race 8, scratch number 1, Danteras is out. Number 12, Jet Captain, the mount of Sandile Kati. And Yuze Ramzan rides number 19, Tevier. The other change, cheek pieces off number 6, Travel Master. Compression mask on number 5, A King's Return, no blinkers and no tongue tie for 12, Jet Captain. So quite a few changes there. Your selection is number 6, Travel Master, to beat number 3, Old Mug.
Yeah, I'll make it a 2-horse race, Nico. And if this was 1,000 meters, I would have labeled Travel Master. I think she'll get away with a 12. The only reason why I've tipped that to beat number 3, Old Mug, is because we know the report that 3FA has with the horses that were previously trained by Brett Crawford.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
there's
right.
a list as long as your arm. First time PE, trained ex-Brett Crawford, and they win first time out.
And
So I've gone with that to
a
beat
tongue tie on.
and the tongue tie is on.
Yeah.
You know, I would have preferred it over the 1,000. I know she's better over the 1,000, but she might just get away with it over the 12. And obviously, Old Mug, however you pronounce that, Old. I think that's the danger. And then the only other possible horse that could challenge for the winner is the number 14, Raise the Red Lantern. So for me, 3 horses maximum in all exotics.
Okay, 6, 3, 14 there, followed by 4 in 4th Ticket to Ride. The last race runs at 4:30, a merit rated 68 handicap over 1,200 meters. Your changes in the 9th race, no scratchings to report. In the 9th race, in fact, there are no changes to report at all. So I'm not going to go through those changes because they're immaterial. This is your value bet for the day. It's horse number 18, who we've been for each time and it's run in the last few weeks. Conquer the World again, carrying just 50.5 kilos. You've tipped that to win and you've tipped it as your value bet of the day. And it is, believe it or not, again at 14-1.
Yeah, I just had to find a value bet and I came up with this one again. I just think that penultimate run over course and distance was impressive, carrying the same weight. She's back to 50.5. She's well drawn at 12. Last time out, they put her on the poly. She got a bad draw. I think she was drawn 12 out of 15 and was way out of the ground. I think she's going to run a much better race over the course and distance that she won on. And that could be the nice value bet at 14-1. Obviously, you got to respect 100 Nels, number 4, Birdie and Bogey. I don't think the form is strong. One-time winner. He's got to give Conquer the World, what, 10 kilos or 9.5 kilos? 10 kilos, eh?
Let me just work it out. 10 kilos, you're right, 10 kilograms.
Yeah, I know she's a filly, Conquer the World, but she's the only filly in the race. We saw Sparkling Water, the only filly in the race come and win the July. So
yeah,
not to say fillies can't win. I just Birdie and Bogey won a maiden, a work riders maiden in Cape Town. The form after that hasn't been quite, although Tchaikovsky did come and win 3 in a row. So that the form line has been franked a bit. I just don't think she's giving a lot of weight to Conquer the World, you know, and I think Conquer the World could be a nice value bet. But for exotics, Birdie and Bogey, Narcos, a couple have to be included.
Okay, we've got 3 minutes of show left, so time to put up your bipod. It's inexpensive. He's spending 30 Rand as Nino Podesta. It's the middle of the month, so you want to make some money on this 30 Rand. You're loading up the 1st and the 4th legs. If you don't mind, Nino, I'm going to rush it up a little bit because we'd only have 2.5 minutes left. The first leg, which is race 2, if I'm right in saying, you've gone for numbers 2, Blonde Magic, 5, Echoes of Winter, 7, Lady Hawk, 8, Mia Khalees, which is now scratched.
Yeah, but we leave it in.
Tufan, leave it in for the double up on the favorite by Banker Rafiki.
You could even treble up, eh? You could treble up the favorite. You could treble up.
By 9 in the 3rd leg, Winter's Joy. Then the loading up the 4th leg is 1, Global Forests, 5, Star Rider, 7, Sugar Snap, 8, Japan Approval, 9, Wildest Dreams, and 10, Mansoraya. Banker 4, Policy Target. Banker 7, Flower of Saigon. Just confirmation. The best bet is race 6, number 4, Policy Target at 5-2. And the value bet is in the last race, race 9, number 18, Conquer the World at 14-1. Nino, been a pleasure chatting to you. Thanks so much for your time on this Thursday evening. We'll load this up. We'll have MX in his Uber talking to us tomorrow. and we'll hone in on that work riders race, the first race, see what he's heard, because he's our man on the ground. He hears these things and he'll come forward with some information. But great chatting to you. What have you got planned for the weekend?
Nothing, Nico. Actually, I'm going to watch some TV. I hope there's some sport on. And yeah, basically not much. Maybe having a braai on Sunday or Saturday.
Okay, enjoy
A
it.
potjie. We're making a potjie.
Oh, wonderful.
Someone.
Making a potjie, eh? Okay. Enjoy it. Have a glass of wine with that. Don't forget to relax, take it easy, and think what could have been had Italy made the World Cup later this year, which they didn't qualify for in Qatar. Just think about.
Yeah, I don't think they deserve to qualify.
Yeah.
To be brutally honest with you.
Anyway, we backed them in the Euro Championships. That's what matters. The Azzurri. Okay. Nino Podesta, thank you very much for your time. I've enjoyed chatting to you, and we'll speak to you again next week.
Thank you, Nico, and let's hope Max can come up with some nice bets tomorrow for our viewers.
Thanks very much. Take it easy.